Okay. We are back live on YouTube. Should probably run that countdown again. We are back live on YouTube. Okay, guys. Welcome back again, and this is the fourth episode of our live stream on YouTube. Welcome back again to the live stream. My name is Ikena, IK. You can call me that at best. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Please let me know if everything is going okay. And I would like to know if everything is good, if the audio is good, if you can see me. Most of the time, we do our best. We connect everything, but you never know. Something might still be off in the background. So if the audio is too loud, too low, something with cameras, whatever it is, throughout our session of this live stream, if there's anything like that, please, you can always let me know. Okay, guys, there's also a link in the chat. I just put that link in the chat. For anyone who may want to call in, have a conversation, ask any question in the chat. You can call me live right now as we speak. I want to make that pretty clear. You can call live. I may not be all-knowing. I'm not God. But I know enough to be able to share with you some experiences, to be able to share with you some things. And if you are willing to call in and for us to chat and catch up, I'm here live to talk. Okay? And as we continue our live stream series, we are learning a couple of things that pertain to the growth of a man, especially. And guys, if you just joined the stream, welcome again. You can always say hi in the chat. If you just joined the stream, don't hide yourself. You can always, indicate. Let me see here. I'm just gonna make sure everything is running smoothly as well on other platforms. Let's see. Actually, not on other platform, especially. Let's see here. Just to make sure everything is on YouTube. We are mainly on YouTube. We're nowhere else right now. Just to make sure everything is streaming properly. Okay, looks like it's streaming properly. You might hear my audio coming right now. I just want to make sure the audio is coming in. I might need one or two confirmation. Okay, looks like it's coming in. That's good. All right. So as you can see from the caption of our live stream, we'll be discussing the things you must stop caring about as a man in order to be successful and powerful. In order to be successful and powerful as a man, there are so many things you must stop caring about. If you're a woman who has joined our stream as well, keep in mind you too can stop caring about many of these things. There are so many things that by default we just concern ourselves with because we are, living our lives based off of what other people may want or other people's definition. We are just not living to our truest potential and our truest self. So I'll be bringing you those things in this live stream. These are 7 things that every man actually must stop caring about for you to be successful and for you to actually progress in life, you have to drop these things. You must drop them. Else, this is going to be detrimental for you. It's going to be detrimental for you if you don't leave these things behind. Right now, many of us who have, come a little bit farther with life, who are a little more older, we can tell you confidently that these things are things that we cared about when we were maybe much younger in a different phase of life. But right now, for us to actually get anywhere with our lives and having come this far, we've come to that knowledge. I've come to that knowledge specifically that these things are the things that held me back for a long time. And I don't want the same for you. No matter how old you are, you must give up these things at this point for you to get somewhere, with your life faster and quicker. There's something about success. It loves speed. It loves speed. You can't take all the time in the world to get to somewhere. You must be, in alignment. You must know the things that are weighing you down, the things that are pushing you back. You must be aware of those things and give them up and care less about it. We have cared too much to the point that it's beginning to hurt you. You have cared so much for other people's, validation of your life. You have cared so much and you've given away your own success, your own power, your own progress as a man. You have given that away because you give so much. Damn. You give an ear to everything and anything that everybody has to, bring your way. This is part of the reason that you're still stuck where you are. Okay, guys, I want you to not care about many of these things, and this is what's going to help you, obviously, become a little more powerful, independent, and much more successful with life. Okay, so if you join the stream, welcome. And like I said, you can always, indicate. You can always call in. There's a link in the chat there, guest.ecam.live. When you click that link, it's going to ask you for your name. You put your name, and that's it. You've joined the stream automatically. You want to ask me anything, it mustn't pertain to what we are talking about right now. It can be about anything else that you just want to hear another person's opinion on it. Yes. If you just want to understand another person's opinion on something that's bothering you or something that's on your mind. Even some people ask me how you set up your studio and how you're running these live streams. I bet you, I don't mind. You can call in if you have a question related to that too. You can call in and I'll be glad to give you, some tips, tell you a few things about what's going on here as well. But for the focus of our conversation, we would be jumping into our presentation and our stream. Okay. So just leaving it out there. If you're joining the stream, if you just joined, you're welcome. You can always call in. You can always leave a message in the chat. Okay. So we'll still go back to the focus of our conversation. 7 things you must stop caring about to become more powerful and more successful as a man, even as a woman, if you're joining the stream. Okay. So we're going to break into our PowerPoint here. And I listed the topic, 7 things all men must stop caring about to become more powerful and more successful. This stream might go just under an hour. So, but we'll leave sessions open in between, at the middle, at the end for anyone who wants to call in. Like I said earlier, I keep reiterating that there's, it's an open floor if you ever want to call in or if you have something to say. So we'll jump into number 1 here. People's opinion. People's opinion is something you must stop caring about. Let me tell you something. We just landed into the new year. We are in 2025. And if you're still carrying over the opinion of other people about your life into 2025, you would miss your road. You will miss your direction. You will miss your focus. People would always have something to say. I'll repeat it again. Everybody would always have something to say. The people in your life would always have something to say about you, about what you're doing, about what you're up to, about who you want to marry, about where you're traveling to, about your venture, about your business. Everyone has an opinion. They have something to say. If you keep listening to all these voices, how is that ever going to keep you focused? How is that ever going to allow you make mistakes? I always said, from discovering myself and knowing, even with YouTube has taught me a lot of things about myself. I always say it's better for you to start off on the wrong path than not to start at all. I'll repeat that again. This is something that I came up with, a realization that I came up with on my own. It's better for you to start off on the wrong path, making mistakes, tumbling, losing, committing errors is better for you. Is better for you than not to start at all, than to let the fear of starting grip you, the opinion of people grip you, hold you back from doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man. It's better for you to start off on the wrong side of things. And you learn, you make mistakes, you learn, you grow, you get better, you improve from there. This is better for you. Many people hold back from pursuing their goals or being authentic to themselves because they fear judgment from people. They fear what other people have to say. They fear, what would my father say? What would my mother say? What would my community say? What would they say about me if I start doing this? They will say, oh, I'm bored. They will say, oh, I'm on the wrong path. They will castigate me. They will say, oh, I've been possessed. They will say a lot of things about me. And that fear grips you from actually going out there and jumping in and making mistakes. Just throw yourself in, make the mistakes. That fear grips you. Opinions are often based on other people's insecurities, not their reality. Yeah. The opinion of people is based on their own insecurity. It's based off of their own fears, not necessarily your reality. You need to realize this. This is something that needs to come to your awareness. Whatever anybody's telling you, whatever anybody's expressing to you, whatever people are confessing to you about what you intend to do with your life, is normally based off of their own fears. It's normally based off of their own insecurities. Yes. I can tell you how many things I heard. I heard when I started YouTube. I can tell you. Even my father was like, don't they pay for YouTube? You're wasting your money there. You're wasting your money paying on YouTube. Until you realize, okay, this is not about money. They don't pay. You don't pay to be on YouTube. It's at some point that you keep going, that you keep getting better. That's possibly, you spread, and then YouTube opens other streams of income for you, and you start making money. But for a long time, you must be prepared, for not even getting anything. But people had something to say. When I was leaving my home country, Nigeria, to come here, people had things to say. When you start a new job, a new role, people have something to say. Everyone has an opinion of what you're doing. Everyone has an opinion of what you want to do. You must not allow their opinion control you. You must not allow their opinion hold you back from living your truest potential. You know deep down inside you, hey, I want to be a musician. Deep down inside you, hey, I have something to teach people. But still, you are hung in that space where people's opinion is what, is possessing you and stopping you from ever moving forward. This is one thing you need to let go in 2025 as a man to get somewhere with your life. You must let this go in 2025. You can't control what people think, but you can control how much weight you give their words. You cannot put a control to what people have to say. You cannot dictate how they feel. You are not the person who is in charge of how people feel. They are going to feel something. But what matters more is how much emphasis you put on what they say, how much emphasis you give to how they behave towards you or what they have to say towards you. Society's expectations can feel suffocating, but the truth is most people are too consumed by their own lives to care as much as you think. I like this point so much that I had noted here. People are actually they don't care as much as you may think. Yes. All they are doing is professing their own insecurity to you. But trust me, they don't care as much. At some point, when you keep doing what you're doing, they will give it up. They will forget. They will give it up. They don't care as much as you think. Oh, you starting something and you think my friends, my family, they are going to support me. They are going to back me up. They are not. They are not. They don't really care as much as you think. Yeah, people don't care as much as you may think. So why don't you let loose? Why don't you break loose of that mentality? Why don't you break loose of that mentality and actually just focus on you? Focus on you for a moment. This is what's going to help you get far because the road is pretty long. The journey is long. So the earlier you start, the better. The earlier you start the journey, the better. I don't know how to say this enough. People do not actually care as much as you think. At some point, they would give it up. Whatever opinion they had of whatever you're doing, they will give it up. Whatever thing you think you're doing right now that, I don't know if they support me or not. Well, they are indifferent. They are flat. They are flat. Do not concern yourself with those things. They don't give as much them as you think. Okay? Break loose from this mindset, this mentality, this new year. We are still in January. As long as you break loose from that mindset and start whatever it is you need to do, whatever calling you need to answer, whatever purpose you need to fulfill, whatever destiny you need to get on track with, you have to start now because there's still a learning curve to it. There is still a process to it ahead of you. The second thing I'm going to say here is pleasing people. Pleasing people as a man, the people pleaser. You aim to please everyone, you please no one. You are pleasing people in the name of being accepted, in the name of being validated. Many people live their lives based off of just pleasing others, making others happy, nothing else. They don't even know what truly makes them happy. They don't even know what their own feelings are about, what their own emotion, what their destiny is about. They are living their lives off of the pleasing other people. The need to please people stems from a fear of rejection and conflict. Yes, they fear being rejected and not being accepted by their community. They fear being rejected and not being accepted by the people they love. They fear all that and they end up living their life pleasing other people. Every action they take is based off of making other people happy and not themselves. Trying to make everyone happy is a recipe for burnout and resentment, as it forces you to neglect your own needs and your own goals. You would end up forgetting about your dream when all you do is please people. When all you think about is making other people happy at your own expense, your own dream would be forgotten. The most respected people are those who know when to say no. As a man, mastering the act of saying no is empowering, is liberating, there's freedom to it when you are able to say no. I don't stand for this. No, I don't believe in this. No, I can't do this at this time. No is your go-to word. When you know you cannot do something, when you know you're not in that position yet, when you know you can afford to please people, say no. Say no to making anyone and everyone happy at your own expense. Yes. This is on the basis that you are starting life, and some people make sacrifices temporarily. Maybe it's for their family, maybe it's for their kids, maybe it's for whoever. You may make sacrifices or endure something in the moment, but living your life on the basis of just making every other person around you happy, and you fear being rejected, so you make everyone accept you. I know some communities where they will do anything to be accepted by others. And you forgo your own dream, your own vision, your own calling. Why? Embrace it. Open your arms to your calling. Open your arms to your own dreams. It's something about it is empowering. Something about it is sparks you, is alive. Something about it is motivating. Something about it is liberating. When you embrace your true self, you're authentic to yourself, you embrace your true nature as a man. Something about it takes you to the next level. You have become one of the 1% of people who have broken loose from here. Because most people are living like this. These points that I'm mentioning to you, most people live their life that way. You can't afford to be one of those people, one of those men who live their life that way. True success comes from setting boundaries and understanding what you can't be. Understanding that you can't be everything to everyone. You cannot. You cannot fulfill everyone's dream. You cannot make everyone happy. This is some reality that you need to have as a man. The most respected people are those who know when to say no. We've said this already. You need to know when to say no as a man. I'm going to jump into the next point here. Once again, if you just joined the stream, we're discussing on 7 things that every man must avoid in order to become successful. If you join the stream, welcome. You can always call in. You can always send a message, and we can always have a conversation on this live stream. Okay, guys? So keep that in mind. We're open. It's an open conversation. And I'm just going to go back to default screen here for a bit. It's an open conversation. If you've just joined the stream, you can always send a message. You can call in at any time. Some people might be a little bit shy to show their face on camera, but I don't believe that my subscribers are like that, or anyone who runs into this video is that kind of person. So I want to stay positive on the fact that anyone can call in at any time, okay? And we're just going to go into the next point here. The fear of failure is something you must break loose from in 2025. Failure is inevitable, but it's also the greatest teacher. I said it earlier in this video. I said, I would rather start off on the wrong path, not knowing what I'm really doing yet. I would rather start off on that path than to not make a move at all. One of the greatest things that I did, one of the best decisions that I made for my life, was actually starting a YouTube channel. One of the greatest, yes. I would say I could think of three different big moves that I have made, but one of the biggest of them is starting a YouTube channel. And it's not just about starting YouTube because the reward you get. No, it's the journey and the improvement it's brought to me, to my life, the personal improvement, how I've seen myself get better, how I've seen myself improve as a man, how I've seen myself become more disciplined, become more scheduled. this is one of the best decisions I can say that I made. One of the best investment I made in myself. Because if I didn't do it, I would keep thinking about it. And I would never take that step to do anything. And that would inevitably make me a failure because I had the desire to do it. You have the desire to do something and you don't pursue that thing, that is going to make you a failure. Failure is the greatest teacher. When you fail, you learn and you keep going. When you keep doing the same thing, the wrong thing all over and all over, at some point you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure the recipe out. That something is missing here. I need to change something. I need to tweak something. And when you do that, you find yourself on the right path. And speed, the kind of speed you move with, because you've learned a lot of things while you were failing. You learned so much while you were failing. Many men avoid taking risks due to fear of embarrassment, loss, or the unknown. The fear of being embarrassed, the fear of feeling ashamed. Hey, like we talked about this before. If I start this, if I do this, this is how, people are going to perceive it. This is how it's going to make me look in the eye of people. No. You cannot fall into the category of that group of people who are afraid to take a step in life. Take a step. The five of you, the five people who are possibly currently watching this stream, take a step with your life. That thing that you've always wanted to do, it's okay. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, fail in it. Go ahead, experience it. Go ahead, embrace it. This is more important. Ironically, avoiding failure is the biggest failure of all because it keeps you stuck. Avoiding failure is the biggest failure. Yeah. When you don't take that step, you have failed. Failing is part of success. This is one term that a lot of rich people often say, that failure is part of their success journey. And you must realize that as a man, failure is part of success. And it's okay to fail. It's more than okay to fail. Every successful person has failed multiple times before reaching the top. The difference is that they didn't let failure define them. They learned and adjusted. We've talked about this already in the stream. This is something you must be open to. You must be open to failing. Keeping up with appearances. Many guys are in this space, and I know that there's a lot of women too are in this space where everything they do is just because their neighbor is doing it, and they need to keep up with the pace of what is happening here. Many men are wasting their energy and resources trying to look successful. You are not yet successful, my brother. You haven't made it yet. You're probably still earning what? $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year. The car you drive right now is twice the size of your income. You make $40,000 a year, but the car loan you have right now is probably $70,000. How? Why? You are living in an expensive apartment where you are paying 2/3 to 1/3 of your monthly salary. That's your rent. You are keeping up, buying clothes, buying gadgets, trying to look like you've made it, trying to look successful. When you have not gotten there yet, what is the need of trying to keep up with appearances, with people? There is no need. It doesn't add anything to your life. When you're trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing, you see your friends, they just bought this car. Now you are also interested in that car. You want to go buy the same car. They bought a house. Many people are living in homes that they cannot afford. I was watching a video the other day, and it was talking about people who are house poor. They are house poor. all their income is going towards their home, and they can't afford the home. But they have no option than to put their income in their home because they are trapped. They are trapped. They will qualify you. The Western world is going to qualify you for anything. If you want to buy a car that is 3 times the size of your income, they will give you the loan. They will give you the car loan. If you want to buy a house that is 4 times, 10 times the size of your income, they will most likely, approve you for the mortgage. They will give you the mortgage. And then you get in, you can't seem to pay make the monthly payment because now you are stuck. Now you are stuck. This is not something you want to be doing as a man. Cut your coat according to your size. Don't engage in things that you know you are not yet there. I'm not yet there. I need some time. I need to work on me, investing in myself first before I start appearing and looking like I'm the richest person to every other person out there. This is a shallow way to think. Yeah. It's a shallow way to think. Real success isn't about how you appear, but the skills, character, and influence that you develop as a man. Authenticity outlasts superficial display. Yes. No matter how much you try to appear like you've made it in life, like you're good, at the end of the day, it's normally even the people who are still getting somewhere with their life, who are not yet there with life, that are the ones who try to appear like they've made it. They appear like they've made it. You don't want to be that kind of person. You don't want to look superficial. You don't want to be the person who outwardly everyone looks like, okay, you look like you are there now, when inside you are dying. You can't make the payment. You can't pay your bills. Inside you are dying. You don't want to be this kind of man. We have 2 more points here before we go into another session of our stream as well. We have 2 more points here. So if you are just joining our stream, you're welcome. If you're just joining our stream, anyone who wants to ask anything or have anything to add, we are here. We're here to chat and talk. So we're just gonna go to the next point here. Chasing approval from women. I like conversations around dating. Obviously, my channel is geared towards dating and men's improvement, focusing even a little bit more on heartbreaks, dealing with heartbreaks and getting over a woman, being a better man overall. But your need to get any girl's approval is what you need to drop this year. Yeah. I've seen people who are willing to pay $500 to sleep with a baddie. I've seen people who are willing to do anything to be accepted by a woman. You don't want to be this kind of man for any reason. Many men are tying their self-worth to how much validation they get from women. How many women like them. How many women are feeling them. They enjoy all that attention that they get from women. And if they don't get it, they feel starved. They feel unfulfilled. They feel unheard. They feel unseen, unrecognized. You don't want to be this kind of man. You can't live your life on the basis of, being accepted by women or being validated by women. That should essentially be a secondary thing for you. While you go through life and learn women and understand them, they are not your end goal. They are not your pursuit. Women is not the final destination. They are not the final destination for you as a man. And realizing this will help you reposition your thinking, reposition your method, reposition your ways, the way you approach situations. Thinking like this often leads to desperation, unhealthy relationships, and a loss of personal identity. I can tell you that there are so many men who lost themselves in negative, toxic, horrible, bad relationships. A lot of men ended up losing their identity. I was at some point falling into the category of one of those men who was in a relationship that I was losing my identity, I was losing myself. My values were gone. Why do you think so many times I'm able to bring some videos to you based off of a lot of also personal experiences and also talking to other men and understanding people? Yeah. I was one of those guys who was in something that I knew was bad for me, but he couldn't get out. You just couldn't get out because what? You guys were deep neck into the whole thing, and maybe, you look like a horrible person now when you try to exit that relationship and pieces some people's hearts or whatever. But you don't want to be the kind of man who is desperately seeking women's attention and women's, putting your identity on how much women accept you. It's unhealthy. It's an unhealthy pattern. You must be an independent, separated man, an independent, separated individual that has his own identity outside of seeking validation and being accepted by women. Yeah. And once they see this, it shoots your value up as well. Yes, because you're not there wanting to be accepted by them. I was watching a video the other day on YouTube, how they talked about, women can be like, women like something they work for sometimes to get. You're not making anybody to go through stress or work for something. No, that's not the point here. But at the end of the day, making yourself easily and often available and having no standard to you as a man is wrong. And whatever a woman throws your way, you're fine with it. Because what? You just want their validation of you. You just want them to like you and accept you no matter what. That makes you lose your own identity and your own personality as a man. Women are naturally drawn to men who are confident, purpose-driven, and focused on their own growth. Seeking approval diminishes that energy. It diminishes your value as a man when all you do is seek approval from women. When all you want is for them to like you, accept you, and want you. You can't say no. You can't put boundaries. You can't set, that boundary for yourself with a woman. You can't do that. And your inability to do this, they see that. They ride on it. They will coast on you. They will ride on you when you have no boundaries to you as a man. Yeah, like I said earlier, I've seen guys who are willing to do anything for a woman. They are willing, even the random ones, they can pay any amount to sleep with a woman. They will do anything just to be accepted by women. This is not the basis on which you want to live your life. You're going to lose your identity. You're going to lose your personality as a man. It's important for you not to be this kind of man. The last point that we have here, actually, if you just joined the stream, welcome. We are talking about 7 things you must stop caring about as a man in order to become more successful and more powerful. The last thing we're going to do here is comparing yourself to other people. Social media and societal norms create constant opportunities for comparison, leading men to feel inadequate or envious. You're dwelling in that space where you are putting yourself to your friend. Hey, like I know people who social media really did a lot on. Just gonna take a quick break here. I know people who shut down social media and they're like, no, I can't keep up with this. You log into Instagram, you're seeing your friends, they just bought like this car, they just moved into a nice apartment, they are dating the hottest girl, they are living that flashy life. But all those things you are seeing are facades. All those things you are seeing are on the surface. All those things you are seeing are just what is shown to you, displayed to you. You don't know anything about what's going on in their life. You don't know anything about what is the kind of pain they're actually going through. You don't know anything about their relationship. They're just showing you the good side. Nobody comes on social media and start posting things that are sad realities and heavy emotion and all that. Nobody really does that. They're just posting all those things that are good and making them look like, I don't have anything against people sharing their lives and posting themselves looking good on social media. I don't have anything against that. Like, I have nothing against anyone who wants to express themselves on social media. And, I like everything is beautiful with them. That's not the point. But the problem is that many people get affected by that and they are feeling depressed. They are feeling lost. They are feeling backward. They are feeling like their life is not catching up. They are not moving at the same pace. You just saw your friend, they got engaged, and 2 months, 3 months later, they are getting married. So many people are feeling all this pressure for no reason. You can't be one of those men. Social media and societal norms create constant opportunities for comparison, leading men to feel inadequate or envious. There are some men who actually feel envious in those situations where they're like, I wish this was me. I wish there was a way I could become this guy or become this person or be in this position. I wish I was the one who's made this much money. Comparison is unfair because everyone's journey is different. Have you seen those people who started off well and you were, maybe you had that uncle who was so rich. Today you can look back and be like, hey, I'm better off than that uncle. I'm richer than that uncle. I'm well placed than that uncle. I have more voice than that uncle. You can think of that friend, that colleague, whoever it is. Maybe they fired you at your company and you started your own company and your company is even way better than the company you used to work for. Everyone's journey is different. You must have this understanding and this reality. Do not compare yourself with other people. I'll put this in default for a moment. Do not compare yourself with other people. Your journey is different. Your destination is different. Your pace is different. Putting all that comparison isn't going to help you. It's not going to help you move forward with life. And it's important you have this understanding. When you get on social media, you see people doing well, celebrating, things are working well for them. My advice to you is to congratulate them joyfully. Be happy for them. Because what? Your own blessing, your own progress is imminent. It will still come. As long as you're doing what you need to do, the things we've identified in this video, you need to drop. As long as you drop them and focus on the things you need to do, your own success is inevitable as well. The only comparison that matters is where you were yesterday versus where you are today. Success isn't a race, it's a marathon. Where you are yesterday and where you are today, they are not the same. Can you take a moment and think? Think of it for a second. The place that you dwelt few years ago, few months ago, that place that you were, is it the same with where you are now? Terrible things are happening all over the world. A friend of mine just told me that her sister she said her sister was raped and murdered. And this is happening back in Nigeria. And it's crazy, the terrible things that are happening in the world. But none of those evil has come near you. None of that is something that you are experiencing. And you need to be grateful for where you are now while you are walking towards where you want to be. Sometimes you're going to get slowed down. Sometimes life will take a bit of, it's going to tell you, hey, slow down, stop. Something may happen and make you pause for a moment. But you must have a progressive mindset. You must have an intentional mindset. You must have a mindset that, hey, no matter what happens, I will keep going. I will keep going. I won't let the forces of life hold me back, affect me. 50 Cent said, I'll get rich or die trying. Well, I'll get better. I'll improve. I'll be an overall well-rounded man. I'll rather do that. I'll be doing that or I die trying. Yeah. There's no meaning to life if you just forget your dreams, your goals, your ambition, your destination, your calling, your ministry, whatever it is that is in your hands. There's no meaning to life if you decide to throw that away and say, no, I'll give that up to please people. I'll give that up because I'm afraid. I'll give that up, to be accepted by people. No, you can't. You cannot afford, especially, listen, like you're getting older. You're getting older. In a few days' time, I'll be turning 34. Yeah. Many people may not know my age, but in a few days' time, on the 26th, I'll be turning 34 years old. And when I left Nigeria, I was 23. And look how old I am now. Look how far that I've come now as well. Because of mindset, because of intentionality, because of progressive mindset that I have. And that is what I'm here to share with you. That is what I'm here to impact on you as a man. We may still be starting off in our channel and starting off our YouTube and all that. And it's not, a big channel. But at the end of the day, even the one person that joins, that is listening to me right now, even the 6 people that are listening to me right now, fine, whatever number it is, we've had up to 15 people at once just listening. Even those people who are listening, that means so much more. That means so much more when I'm at least able to talk to one person and say, hey, why don't you take a step back and address the situation, the state of your life right now, and do something about it. It doesn't matter. It's better you put in every single effort than not rising up to the challenge. Situation is going to try to hold you back, whatever. There are forces that may be above you, that may be stronger than you, that may be trying to hold you down. But it's one thing for them to attempt to hold you down. It's another thing for you to give in and say, yes, you guys have won. When you give in to failure, when you give in to pressure, when you give in to all those things, they've won. Now they've won and you've lost. And you don't want to be that man who is on the path of loss. You want to be the man who is on the path of getting better. Even though you fail, you rise again. You get up. You keep doing what you need to do as a man. I know this may sound all a little bit too much. That's not my focus anyway. My focus here is not to burden you with a lot of things or put a lot of, thoughts in your head. No, I just want you to realize that life is going by pretty fast. Pretty fast. It's going by pretty fast. And the more the earlier you realize it, the better. And begin to do something about it. And begin to do something, especially if you have a deep calling to do something. Hey, like some people don't. Some people don't. Their life is different. They wake up, they go to work on Fridays, they go to club, they waste all the money from Monday to Friday that they worked for, and they reset, they start all over. And they're fine with it. They are at peace with it. They don't have any issue with it. Though that's not the person I'm talking to here. That person wouldn't really understand what we are talking about because that's their life. And I don't judge them for it. I don't tell that person, hey, that is not the way you should be living your life. No, it's their choice. They've made their decision and they want to live life that way. I'm not telling, this is not something for everyone. It's something for that one person who is on the stream saying, hey, like, I need to do something about my life. I need to do something about myself. If you ever want to connect with me in terms of, holding you accountable, being interactive, just generally holding you accountable to whatever you've decided to be doing with yourself, I'm here to support you with it. Yeah, there are some people that they start off on something, the next thing they check out. They can't maintain consistency. I can tell you how many videos I've posted on YouTube. It's over 140 videos, maybe 146 videos on YouTube in a space of less than 2 years. Over 140 something videos. And sometimes you may still not be getting the results that you want. But that's okay. Because what? You are learning. Anyways, you are learning. That's the joy that I have. That's the satisfaction that I have. And that is what I want you to realize. That is the joy and the satisfaction and the contentment that I want you to have as a man. I want you to have that understanding that it is not about my final destination. It's about the journey. Let me enjoy it. Let me get better. Let me improve. Let me overall be a rounded man. Let me just get better doing this thing first. Because that process that you're going through is what's going to make you a better man at the end. When they call you for something, when you get called up for something, when it's time for you to showcase your knowledge, your ability to do something, speak on something, you wouldn't fidget. You wouldn't fear. You wouldn't tremble. Fright wouldn't hold you. You can stand up to it and say, yes, I've gone through the process. I've gone through this, so I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is the mindset you need to have. You may not be getting the result you want right now. That's okay. That's fine. Do not back down. I beckon you, do not recuse yourself. When you have not started seeing the result you want, you may just be at the point where that result will start coming. For those of you who are starting a business, for those of you who want to get a new job, for those of you who are starting a side hustle, for those of you who are on the path of starting a YouTube channel, do not back down. Continue. Just keep going. You may need a moment to rest or whatever. I've told people, I go to the gym on an average 4 times a week. Sometimes I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I wake up in the morning, I'm tired, I probably didn't sleep well. Maybe I don't even have enough time. Somehow I mustered the courage. I put myself together to dress up, brush my teeth, and head to the gym. Sometimes it's snowing. We're over here in Canada, and it snows a lot, and the road is slushy and terrible and bad. But still, you get up and you go. You go work out, you come back. Working out does something not just to your body, like we all know, but for your mind. It keeps you progressive. It keeps you intentional as a man. Yeah. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Many times, actually, I don't feel like it. But what? When I come back and take off my shirt and I look at the mirror and what I see, I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm confident. I'm happy with the result. The way I'm losing weight that I shouldn't have. The way I'm building muscle that I should have. The way I'm increasing the possibility of my longevity with life. I'm proud. You feel more confident. You feel happier. Even when you walk out before your day starts, before you start work, when you start work, you notice that you are actually, a little bit more excited to help people or to talk. You're a little bit more upbeat. You're not grumpy. Sometimes you don't feel like it, but the result will show. Go back, watch the oldest videos that I've made, and you wouldn't realize it's the same person that's talking to you now. It's probably a different person, but it's still the same person at the core. You wouldn't realize it. Because what? The journey is important. It's going to help you be better. I try to encourage people a lot. I see a lot of people, a lot of my friends, a lot of my guys who I know that are in a space where they are still battling, starting what they need to do, embracing their destiny, doing what they need to do. Time is going by, like I said. I don't know how much to say this anymore. Time is going by. And time waits for no man. You can recover money that you lost, but you can't recover time. The only way to actually recover time is through speed. And most times, speed comes by the provision of grace. Yeah. You need to realize that, hey, I have to start now. I have to embrace my destiny now. It may not feel good. It may feel uncomfortable, but you must get on the path to your success. Okay, guys, these are 7 things that I believe every man must drop in order to become more powerful and more successful. We went over these points, and you can always watch Again, this clip, if you are just joined the stream, you can always indicate that you're on the stream and you can send a message. We can have a conversation. There's a link in the chat. I'm going to take a moment here, get some water as well. The last time before that I had coffee, but now it's just water. Water is the best. If you've just joined the stream, you're welcome. And there's a link in the chat. You could always call in and we can have a conversation. This is live. And if you have anything you want to add, impute, I didn't anticipate that. I know in the last live stream that we had a similar conversation like this, but I'm hoping that the next live we will have a guest who will be talking on a specific topic. I don't want to share that yet, but this conversation is going to be something that you don't want to miss. And it's geared towards everyone, obviously, both men, women. This is a conversation that you really want to be in the stream for. We always go live Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and you can always join us anytime, any day. So we are just coming, obviously, to the end of our stream. But like I said, if you want to call in, I know somebody watching right now is probably feeling like they could click on that link, but maybe a part of them is like, I don't know yet. You don't want to be that person. You could always click on that link no matter who you are, and we can connect live right now on YouTube. And it's been a pleasure hosting. I believe this is our fourth live. Actually, we did a live subsequent from another live. So I believe that this is our fourth live stream on YouTube. And I'm committed to the purpose of making sure that, men, and equally even women, you fulfill your destiny, that you're a better rounded person. My deep niche actually is all about self-improvement and motivation for men. I focus on dating and women and breakups, especially. If you watch many of my videos, I've been talking about breakup recovery and just being a better man after a breakup, or how to handle a breakup. And breakups are always emotional times for any man, especially if you really loved that girl and you guys were like, it's something deep. I know some men want to say, what is love? Love still exists, and you can be in love as a man. It doesn't, because you're a man, doesn't mean you can't have feelings and fall for a woman. You can, definitely. And all about embracing your vulnerability when you've experienced a heartbreak that especially the woman initiated, or that she said, hey, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Then you can watch some of those my recent videos, about 6 of them recently you need to watch, which would absolutely help you get out of the space of a heartbreak, or know how to deal with it. Okay, there are so many things that guys say in the midst of a breakup that I shouldn't say, how they handle situations. I don't want you to be one of those men. I don't want you to be one of those men at all. Your mental health is absolutely important. People are battling a lot of things right now, and I don't want you to be one of those men. Guys, the live is still open. I'm just gonna introduce a little bit of the live is still open. If you ever want to call in, we're here to talk. Actually, let's just probably introduce a different softer music here. So the live is still open. If you ever want to call in, I'm here to talk and for us to engage. We talked about, once again, I'll just flash through that PowerPoint here. From the last, actually, we talked about, obviously the things you must drop as a man, comparing yourself to other people, chasing approval from women, please. Keeping up with appearances. This is something that you find. I find this in many communities. I'm not going to be very specific, but I find this in many communities who try to keep up with appearance. When this person buys a car, buys a house, the other person wants to do the same, you know, and it's a horrible space to be in. If you've not reached the point of doing anything that you know, something you know you're not up to that point of doing, please do not do it. Please, I beg you. Some guy, I know a particular guy who he just came into the country and he bought a 2024 Toyota Camry. Okay, obviously this is financed because a 2024 Toyota Camry will probably cost about with taxes and not insurance, taxes and interest rate will probably come up to maybe $37,000, give and take, probably even more, but let's keep it at that at best. And this person is doing a manual labor job, like, what is it called? What are they called? Just the regular labor, the factory job, okay, where they pay you what, like $16 an hour, $18 an hour, even if it's $20 an hour. Now you have to finance a Toyota Camry. For how long? How long do you think you will keep paying for a Toyota Camry? Even if you took it for like 6 years, now you'll be paying about maybe let's give and take, maybe you'll be paying $300 bi-weekly, and you're doing factory job and you still have to pay your rent. It's not a good place to be. I wouldn't advise any man to do this. Sometimes it's okay to buy a car that's been used outright, $3,000, $4,000 for a start. That was what I did when I first came out to the Western world, to Canada specifically. I've lived in the States at some point, but when I first moved to Canada, I bought a car. I bought a Camry. It was 2007. A 2007 Toyota Camry, and this was back in 2016, actually a year after I had moved, about 2 years, 2016, 2017, that I bought that vehicle, and I only bought it for $3,000, and I used it. I sold it for $4,000, you know, and that was what served me for a while before I bought a Honda Accord at some point. So I think it's important for you to keep in mind that I cannot be living above my means. One of the greatest things you can do for yourself is to live below your means. Cut your coat according to your size. Be happy with it. Embrace it. Be content with it. Why you strive for more? I'm not saying stop there. No. Do not stop there. But strive for more. But only show what you've attained. Let the evidence of whatever you are showing to people be what you've attained and not what you've not attained. Okay, guys? So, like I said, if you have any questions, you want to join the stream, I'm here, and I'll leave this a little bit open for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and we'll end the stream. Sure that what a good Guys, it's been a wonderful session of our live stream, and I believe we've come to the end of it. If you stayed with us throughout, I appreciate you for being live with us throughout, and we're going to be ending the stream from here at this point. And join us on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time for our next stream as well. Okay, guys? It's been a wonderful time, and I hope you continue to support the channel. We're going to bring the stream to an end as well. Thank you.